Welcome to the Become a Social Business podcast hosted by yours truly, Scott Gombar. I am a digital marketer based in Central Connecticut with clients throughout the United States. My website is scottgumbar.com. The goal of this series is to help small business owners become more social on the internet and in real life. So without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Become a Social Business. So for this episode, the topic is Google AdWords and should my business use AdWords or not? And not just AdWords, all digital ads, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram. It's a quick episode, 30-minute episode, and we talk about what scenarios should a business use ads, and I even walk through, because it's on Blab, really quickly how to set up an ad and how to check for negative keywords. So without further ado, let's get into it. The AdWords and digital advertising episode with Scott Gumbar. All right, so I am Scott Gumbar. I'm a digital marketer. I'm based in Connecticut, East Coast, but I do work with clients all across the country. As a matter of fact, I am currently helping a company, a new company, a startup that will hopefully go international, especially since it's an equity position instead of a paid position. And what I do is really three functions. My company has three primary functions. There's a bunch of secondary functions, but three primary functions, and that is organic search, marketing, social media marketing, and digital advertising. And so what I wanted to talk to everybody about today was digital advertising. And does your company need it? And if so, how do you determine which platform is best for you? Usually it's between Google and Facebook, although Twitter, LinkedIn, and some other platforms also have advertising. And there's some, YouTube, there's other companies, third-party companies out there that also do advertising, but I'm not involved with any of those. And how do you reach your audience, right? So one of the things I did plan on doing, I'm hoping, is to walk you guys through setting up an ad, and I was going to use my Google Grant client as the guinea pig. I just set up a new ad for them yesterday, so I can set up a second ad in their account because they can spend $10,000 a month for free. That's always awesome, right? So digital ads, digital advertising. So I am a Google certified partner, and as a matter of fact, I am visiting for the second time in as many months, or actually it's been about a month and a half. I'm visiting Google headquarters in Cambridge this time on Thursday. Last time I was in New York City, Cambridge, Mass. This time, and it's a partnership between Google and a company called WordStream, who I'm hoping to also have on one of my shows. I have a regular show on Fridays at 10 a.m. Although this week it is at 9 a.m. So if you're going to check that out, it's 9 a.m. Eastern. It's Growth Success Radio, growthsuccessradio.com. But I do use this account I have a co-host as well. So I use this account for that show. And this week we're actually talking to a radio personality from Connecticut, but she's on iHeartRadio. Anyway, I forgot. Oh, so Thursday I'm going up to Google in Cambridge, and WordStream is going to be there. I'm hoping to also talk to them. Their platform is pretty powerful. I have not signed up for an account yet, but I have used it, and it is pretty powerful. It helps manage if you have a lot of ad accounts, and I have a few myself. It helps to kind of manage it and oversee it a little easier than AdWords dashboard itself. But I think the first question is determining whether or not your business is right for advertising. And most clients will say if they're on the first page organically, and there's really two ways to do that organically, then they won't usually go into ads, but I'm going to tell you why you should if you're on organically. I forgot to turn off my Bluetooth and now it's vibrating because I got a text message. It's telling me my computer needs a virus scan. So first, a new client, a new business who doesn't show up at all on the internet. You built a new website. It takes time to get the organic search results. It takes a lot of time in some cases. The startup I just told you about is seeing a little bit of creep. We have not done any ad spend yet, and probably won't until 2016 sometime. So there's been a little bit of creep in organic results through social media and through organic. But it does take a lot of time, and the numbers not there, not anywhere near where most of my clients are at this point. But most of my clients have been doing this for a little while. So that would be the first type of potential ad client. The one who is looking for more immediate results and doesn't want to wait on organic. And organic can take, they say 7 or 8 months, but depending on the level of competition, it could be quicker. It could take even longer. I have seen some clients, as a matter of fact, I ran my own test once with on something that doesn't get searched too often, and wound up as number one within a couple of days of purchasing the domain. All I did was purchase the domain, install a WordPress generic theme, and it was number one in Google search results. Now I no longer own the domain. I let it go. It was just a test, really. It was a $15 test, and it was well worth it because I learned something. So if that happens, great. But that's not really likely to happen because most likely if you're starting a business, you have some level of competition and they've already been doing it. So therefore, you're going to need some help. So this isn't really a show about organic search results, so I'm not going to get into that. But a quicker way to get to the top would be AdWords. Google AdWords, very powerful platform, extremely powerful. You can create ads that target very specific searches and very specific demographics. And if you're managing everything properly, you will get very positive results. On my website, there are 3 case studies, and you know what? I'll use that as my first screen share. Let me do this because I have a bunch of windows open here. But I have 3 case studies that I ran, and each one of them, well, 2 of them get they're spending about 10% of their revenue to get results. So in other words, if my service costs $100, I'm spending $10 to get that service, which I wouldn't complain about that, would you? Hold on, I know where it is. Advertises on the net. See, I don't even know where things are on my own website at this point. And let me drag it over to my other window here. All right. So after running ads for a while, one client service cost almost $1,000. It was 900 and some change, and they were spending for every client they retained through AdWords, they spent $90. So a service that costs at least $954, and that service can actually is a crematorium. Service could go up to $1,200. Their ideal client anywhere between $954 and $1,200, and they were spending $90 per acquisition. So that means they're spending less than 10% of their revenue on ads. If I could spend $100 and get $1,000 back, I'm all in. My other one is a wildlife control guide. So this one was even better because this is what I did with this one. I ran the exact same ad on Facebook and on Google. And same demographics, same copy, same everything. And we got a ton more clicks on Facebook, but no results, none at all. Ran it on Google, less clicks, and we got results. So for a job that normally costs anywhere between $65 and $140, He was spending about $10 per acquisition. So, if it's $140, he's doing pretty good. It all depends. And a lot of his clients are repeat clients, so those are good spend. And then the third one that I talk about is the Google Grant customer. So there's no cost per acquisition because they get $10,000 in ads for free. And I'll tell you what, I did not think it would be hard to spend $10,000 with Google Grants, but it is because of the stipulations with running the ad. It's very difficult. So let me show you what that looks like. My case studies on my website. Desktop. That's not the one I want. No, hang on. That's actually my desktop, but that's not what I was looking for. So let me try something else here. Desktop. App window, here we go. There we go. So it's probably kind of hard to read, but this is my website. And I have 2 case studies, my own case studies. So I may add some Google case studies on here at some point because they have some available to me. But these are my own case studies, and there's my certification. It expires April 24th. I'm also certified in Google Analytics, and which essentially means I can make your head spin, as I've done several times around the state of Connecticut to live audiences. But they love it, right? So this is scottgombar.com. If I switch back, you'll see how to spell that because some people don't know, right? Those are 3 case studies. So if I'm a new business, I'm a startup, or I've been in business for a couple months now, I've got a couple other clients that are just starting out, I probably will spend, I wouldn't go nuts. I wouldn't spend thousands and thousands of dollars, but you've got to remember, the more you spend, the more results you're going to get. But I would probably spend some money to get my business noticed on Google. In fact, I have done that with my current scottgombar.com business and my previous IT business. I've done that in the past, and I've gotten similar results. I know of a friend of mine who is really in sales, but the company he works for, which is high-end automobile parts. So I think it's either BMW or Mercedes, and then the other one is Jaguar. Okay. So my cost per acquisition is about 10%, maybe a little less. His is even less than that. So he's doing quite well. Now the nice thing is, and again, I don't remember if it's BMW or Mercedes, but they give him a nice little budget every quarter for ad spend. So in the tens of thousands, but they can afford that. Most companies, most businesses that I start with cannot afford tens of thousands of dollars a month unless they've got a backer. And even then, they usually won't use the money for advertising. So who's the second one? The second business that an ad should be considered for is a business who's been around for a little while, but they're just not seeing the results they had hoped through organic or through social media. Now, the first thing I would do is question the organic and social media program, especially if someone else is running it. And here's why. I have run numerous reports now for clients or potential clients who have told me that their site has been optimized for SEO, and it wasn't. So that would be the first piece. I would find out whether or not your site is properly optimized and whether or not there really is a social media program. If you post once a month on Facebook, that's not a social media plan. That's just random posting. Then I would say, okay, well, if we're doing everything right, then maybe your level of competition is kind of high. Let's go ahead and spend some money on ads. This is what we're going to do. Now, my rates are very reasonable when it comes to advertising. I won't discuss it here, but they are very reasonable. Now, and I said earlier, the other potential scenario where you might spend money on ads is you are showing up at the top of organic. And I mentioned earlier, there's 2 ways to show up in organic. The first way is just normal Google SEO stuff. So you optimize your website, you do everything that Google says you should do to show up on the first page of Google. And great, you're doing it. You're there. You're on the first page of Google through white hat methods, by the way. Don't use any black hat methods because you're going to end up getting hurt. And you're there. And on top of that, you also set up your business in Google My Business, and you also show up in the 3-pack. So, and I have clients that this I've set up, and yes, they show up in the 3-pack, and yes, they show up on the first page for organic. Great. Let's spend some money on ads and make even more money now. Because if you show up in 3 different spots on the homepage of Google or more, so if you Google Scott Gombar, not only does my website show up, let's do it right now. Not only does my website show up, but also my Twitter, my LinkedIn, my Facebook. There is no denying that I show up for which, and by the way, if you use a brand, you should, right? But there is no denying that I'm on the first page of Google for my name. So here you go. My website is number 1. My LinkedIn is number 2. My Twitter is number 3. My Facebook is number 4. There's some pictures. All but one is me. I don't know who that is. That's another Scott Gombar. I don't know who this is. I don't do construction inspection. There's my QR page, my SlideShare page, my Pinterest, and this is a podcast that I participated in. This is not my own, but this is a podcast I participated in on Stitcher. I know who that is. It's actually one of my clients. This is my Google Map. This is because I set it up in Google Business. Yes, it is a home-based business. Right now, my flowers do not look like that. And there's some changes. You know, I have a fence and stuff now. But, see outside. I thought that said see inside. We were going to have a problem then. But anyway, so of the 10 listings on the search results for Scott Gombar, all but one are me. And that's the way it should be when you have a business properly branded. I believe in personal branding, so that's why I named the business after me. But imagine now the power of, no, it's not, it wouldn't, I mean, it would be great, but it wouldn't really make much sense here. But let's search Connecticut Facebook expert, okay? And I should be on the first page here. Or I used to be on the first page. Oh, yes, I am. There it is. Sorry. And I'm number 1. But let's take a look at this. I have ads above it. So now, if I ran an ad, and I'm not right now, but if I ran an ad and I showed up here and here, that gives me even a little more authority. Okay. It's pretty powerful stuff. All right, let's transition back. So those are the 3 scenarios where ads are probably appropriate. Almost every scenario is appropriate. Here's another thought for you. So Connecticut is known for insurance. We have insurance companies in Hartford, quite a few of them. The number 1 insurance company is spending $1.4 million on average, $1.4 million a month on ads. Their closest rival, but not anywhere near them in revenue, is not spending anything in ads. So what does that tell you? Is the number 1 company just better? Maybe, but is it because they're spending money on ads? I'd like to believe it's probably both, but you know, you can leave that for your own. So there's a tool I have that I can tell if a company's spending money on ads and how much they're spending roughly. It's not going to give me an exact number. And then it's also going to tell me what keywords they're using on those ads. So I said I would show you how to set up an ad, so I'm going to do that now. Now I have my account's a little different than most AdWords accounts. So let me show you why that is. Well, let me log into the other side. Hang on. By the way, so while I'm waiting for that, notice if you go to scottgombar.com right now, so let me do that too, even though it's going to create an echo. If you go to scottgombar.com right now, you will notice that I am live. Okay. So this is the echo I was talking about, which is good because that means my mic is working and I wasn't talking for nothing. So there it is. I am live on my site. All right. That's it. All right. So now I said I would show you how to set up an ad. This is not the right account. And my account has, it's called an MCM. And that stands for, I'm drawing a blank. I forgot what MCM stands for. Wow. Can you believe it? I'm drawing a blank. MCM Google. I really forgot what it stands for. Well, anyway, it just means that I can bring multiple AdWords accounts under one umbrella account, allowing me to manage those ads a little easier. And again, the wrong account here. Let me switch. All right. So I told you I would show you my Google Grant client. And there are some stipulations to how Google Grants have to be set up. So it has to have a budget of $329 a day, and the max amount you can spend per click is $2, and there's a few other rules. You have to make sure you're editing the account on a fairly regular basis. So the first thing you do is set up a campaign. So that's this, donations. Then you set up an ad group underneath the campaign. So these are all the different ad groups. This is the one I just set up, movie night. So then you create an ad. So I'm going to go to movie nights and going to create an ad. Ads, ad. So, and this is what it looks like, movies for moments. This is the one that I've already created. You have description line 1 and 2, and there is a character limit. I reached that character limit. They say the best way to do it is to have line 1 and 2 be one complete sentence. You have your display URL, and one of the other stipulations with Google Grants is that the URL is your home site, and then a final URL where the actual ad should go to. And then you add in your keywords, which, next tab, these are the different keywords. And we got some clicks today. So that's good news. Now, it's a lot more complicated than that. So now I have to measure. So I have to look. And so it says rarely shown due to low quality score. It could probably improve the quality score. I can tell you right now, one of the problems with it is that the page itself is just an image. So that's going to lower the quality score. There's not any text on the page. Below the first page bid, cheap movies. So some of these are okay, but they're not getting they're getting some impressions, and it got some clicks. And so this would also be set up geographically, so it's only in Connecticut. If you could do it by state, by town, by zip code, by country, whatever you want to do. But I'm gonna just set this up. Actually, I think I set it up this morning. So I'm gonna have to go back through and edit these keywords and edit a few other things. And you're probably thinking, well, Google's giving you $10,000 a month to spend on ads, so why would you bother? Well, here's the reason why. If you have low quality score, or you're not really getting the results from those keywords, they could take the grant away. Now, there hasn't been any warning or anything like that, so I'm not really concerned, but I would hate to lose the grant because this is a nonprofit that needs help. So by the way, if you want to help them, it's treasuretime.org. Now up here, they give you tips and points and hints and stuff, and it says add 106 keywords. However, you ask any certified AdWords person, and they will tell you don't have that many keywords in an ad group. So I may cycle through some if some are working, and maybe I'll take the ones that aren't working out and add in other ones. Maybe some of these are negative keywords. So if we see what people are actually searching, you know, let's see if there's any search terms. All right, so movie night WS. I don't know what WS is, but it was not added to my ad, and I'm still getting clicks. The Grinch Who Stole Christmas is okay. The Grinch full movie, blah, blah, blah. Cheap X-rated movies. So I will add that as a negative keyword. So add as negative keyword. I don't want people to come to my site for that. Watch 123 movies. Angel of the Night, 1985. These are not anything that has to do with this ad. Labor Day movie. Laziest Christmas Lights Grinch. No. The Night Before full movie. Grinch Stole Christmas. Blu-ray. No, this is actually at a movie theater. The movie theater is donating all the proceeds. So what I'm doing is I'm just going through. You know, nobody wants. We're not doing free movies online. I mean, it's $5. You can't really go wrong with this. So we're gonna make all of those negative keywords. So I'm gonna have to do that again because I didn't save it. Okay, good. I can add the rest. Add as negative. Save. So now, when people search for that, that will not come up. Keywords cannot contain more than 10 words. Well, I didn't put it. But that's okay. All right. Let's remove that one then. This one. I don't know. Let's say LA opening Hollywood. Because Google's not going to let me get out of here. All right. So now those have all been added as negative keywords. People searching for them will not. And I'm going to add this as a keyword at all. I don't know what WS is, but I'll add it. Somebody's going to tell me later that, hey, WS means this. Beautiful. Oh, no. No, that's not what I wanted. All right, uncheck this one. And let's get rid of these again. Whoops. Alrighty. Well, I screwed that up, so I'm going to have to fix it. Anyway, so that's how you take care of negative keywords. That's how you set up an ad. It was really quick. It was. I will probably create a video at some point. I have videos on Facebook ads. I don't think I have any on AdWords on my YouTube channel, which is /Scott Gombar. But you know, so those are the reasons. So three primary reasons why I would say you should use ads. Let me switch back to myself here. I'm fighting something here. I can feel my voice going. New business who's looking to gain some traction on Google or on Facebook, and to a lesser extent Twitter. I'm not a big fan of Twitter or LinkedIn ads at this point, especially LinkedIn. What was the other channel? Oh, Pinterest. I have not run Pinterest ads yet, but I think that or Instagram ads, I will probably run both of those at some point. But as of right now, I have not run either one. The Instagram ones really interest me. So new business, looking to gain some traction. Existing business looking to improve their authority. So in other words, I'm already showing up on the first page of Google. Let me add myself to ads as well to give myself another spot on the first page. And then existing business not getting any traction. So other methods are not working. Let me run some ads. Always watch your cost per acquisition. You'll hear people call it conversion, and you can measure that. You can retarget, you can remarket using Google AdWords and Facebook, but measure what it's costing you per acquisition, per conversion, because if it's not worth it, then you're probably doing something wrong. Again, I am Google AdWords certified. I'm also shopping certified and analytics certified, and my link is, if you go to my scottgombar.com website and go all the way to the bottom, the link, you see two little icons that say AdWords and Analytics Certified. Click that. It'll take you to my profile. I will be back on Blab Friday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. We're normally on 10, but this week we're on at 9. We're talking to Ashley Cavalier of KC101, iHeartRadio. We're talking about the business of radio. You know what? Let me do this for you real quick before I leave. Media file. I want to just bring up the ad for you. There we go. So there you go. That's this Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, episode 16. Now, episode 15 was initially last Friday. We had major technical difficulties. It's been rescheduled to now January 8th, December 18th. I'll get that information to you soon, and then that'll be the last one for 2016. So this Friday, 9 a.m., growthsuccessradio.com. You can watch it live on the site, or you can go follow me on Blab, and it'll be there. So until next time, guys, hasta la vista, scottgombar.com. Most social media platforms at Scott Gombar, and I'll talk to you soon.